What's cracking with your snacking snacker stars? It's Brandon from the sAs Snack Food Appreciation Society, and tonight for pizza night, I'm going to take a big bite of some pizza from a place called Big Bite. Find out about that and more right after this on Pizza Night. You are looking live at Big Bite Pizza in the Pickett Street Plaza in Alexandria, Virginia. In fact, it's 666 South Pickett Street, right next to El Tipico, and also next to a recently closed Chinese restaurant that at one time was Charlie Chang's. But it became something else, and then it closed not too long after that. And then farther on down the lane there, you've got the Pollo Place as well as Jerry's Subs and Pizza. Anyway, I'm here tonight for the second time at Big Bite Pizza to check out their wares. Let's find out what they have, shall we? I'll be right back on Pizza Night. Never fear, Pizza Night is here, so go ahead and grab yourself a can of beer. It is Friday night, March 4th, 2016. I like this game. Next time you be the lab rat. I have no idea what they're talking about, but I know that I'm talking about pizza as usual on a Friday night. And inside the notoriously expensive Brandon Sack 5000, we've got just that, a pizza. Go ahead and open this sack up, pull it out, bam, and there we go. And this week, the pizza comes to you, like I said, from Big Bite Pizza, which has locations in Alexandria, Burke, and Annandale. Of course, I went to the Alexandria location, and it appears they have their own publication, The Hungry Magazine or something. Actually, this is just their menu, which is a bit oversized, but it pretty much gives you a good layout of everything that they've got. Pretty interesting right there. Lots of different pizzas and so forth. There's some additional pizzas, there's so many of them. They're world famous wings, or at least they're famous around here. I used to be able to eat 50 at a time. All kinds of good deals. They've got burgers and subs and Mexican food and all kinds of stuff. But they also have a generic pizza box. That's the one that we've seen quite a few times recently with the waiter coming out there holding the pizza with his bare hands, and you got your specials down there, and you got your folks over here, and your lush is getting drunk over there. Anyway, let's go ahead and open up this bad boy and see what we got. Bam! It is their Bacon Cheeseburger Pizza, and I had pepperoni added to it, because pepperoni goes on every pizza, guys. You know that, and I know that, and everybody knows that. But what you have here, of course, is ground beef. You've got bacon, 3 types of cheeses, mozzarella, and a mix of cheddar and Monterey Jack. And I had them throw pepperoni on there, all on their hand-tossed crust. This was a large, which went for $14.99 before I put the pepperoni on. And then when you added tax and the pepperoni, it ended up being about $18.50 after tax. So not the cheapest pizza in town. This large is a 14-inch. They also carry a 16-inch extra large, which I declined to get at this time. Let me go ahead and pick up the 420 slice and show it to you a little bit more closely so you can get a little bit more idea of the landscape here. Boom, there it is. It's nice and floppy. Pretty decent looking piece of pie. Looks like it probably came off a conveyor belt, but that's okay. We don't mind that here at Pizza Night, do we, guys? Alright, guys, we'll be right back to test out this pizza and more right after this on Pizza Night. Alright, gang, I am back, and if you guys hear a helicopter in the background once again, I'm sorry, but hey, I gotta roll with it, man, before this thing gets cold. Anyway, I got it from Big Bite Pizza, about $18.50 after tax for this large. Let me go ahead and pull it open for you. Also get my usual suspects over here, put them up there, and my cool little pizza plate as well. Alright, so let me go ahead and grab this 420 slice. It's clear that the helicopters are just not going away, so we're going to have to put up with it. I'm sorry, guys. Go ahead and take a bite of this 420 slice of the Bacon Cheeseburger Pizza with pepperoni added from Big Bite. Alright, gang, it's pretty good. It's nothing to really write home about, though. I thought I was going to like it a little bit more than I do. Now, breaking it down from the bottom to the top, the crust is a great texture, good pizzeria feel to it, nice and thin. but soft and flexible. A little bit of crunch to the very, very shell of it, but not a ton of flavor to the crust. The sauce has a little bit of a funk to it, and it's hard for me to really put my finger on it. But I've had this before, not only here, but I think at a place called Mom's Pizza. It has this kind of almost vinegary taste to it, I think is what it is. Also, the cheeses blend really, really well, but you still do get a presence of some of the different faculties and features of the cheeses. You get a little bit of the smoke taste from the mozzarella. You get a little bit of the mildness of the Jack, and you get some of that sharpness from the cheddar. So they are pretty well represented, although it's not real stretchy and pulley. It's kind of clumpy, so I'm disappointed in that. Their pepperoni is good, but I'm very disappointed in the fact that they have gone away from the little coin-sized pepperonis, which I love so much. I love them so bad, and they're not here anymore. These taste pretty good and actually crisped up a little bit, so that's pretty cool too, but they're okay. Not a lot of zest to them, but a decent meaty flavor. Now, speaking of meat, when you get to the ground beef, it's an odd choice that they kind of chopped it up into cubes, and it's kind of a different texture from quote-unquote hamburger, and this is supposed to be mimicking a bacon cheeseburger, so it doesn't quite compute in that, and it's got an interesting seasoning taste to it that doesn't remind me of a hamburger. Reminds me more of something like a gyro or something like that, or a gyro, if you will. The bacon is not overly present, so overall I'm not really digging this pie that much, guys. If you put all those ratings and factors together, it doesn't sound like a great pie. I'm going to go ahead and give it the benefit of the doubt. It's better than a half of a thumb up. I'm going to go ahead and give it 5/8 of a thumbs up here today on Pizza Night. Bah, 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 bah. Not that great of a rating for you guys, Big Bite. Sorry about that, but maybe next time, as I think you all got a great rating from me back in like 2013 or something like that with an extra pepperoni pizza, but then again, you had the little coin pepperonis back then, and I love them so bad. So anyway, yeah, 5/8 thumbs up on this pizza here tonight on Pizza Night. Now, speaking of Pizza Night, I told you that I'm going to keep doing the Pizza Night Awards until we get finished. The only thing is, the printer ran out of ink, but I'm going to go ahead and announce it anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2015, that's right, last year, 2015 Frozen Pizza of the Year comes to you from Culinary Circle. It was the macaroni and cheese pizza with bacon. Got that from Shoppers Food Warehouse. If you guys have one of those around, try to take advantage of it and pick up that pizza if you can. Also, I'm going to go ahead and post a picture of that certificate when it is finished on the SAS Facebook group, which you can join by clicking on the link down below in the description. Thousands of the coolest people, or actually hundreds of the coolest people in the world, are in our group, and you should be too. Why aren't you? Also, follow me on Twitter at Brandon Reich SAS, and use the same handy handle on Instagram as well. And also use the hashtag SnackSociety every time you talk about snacks online, and that way we know what you're talking about, and you know what we're talking about too. Also, you want to make sure you do the 4 horsemen of YouTube. That's about all I got left. Like, favorite, share, and subscribe. And stay tuned for another pizza award on next week's Pizza Night. No breakfast lifestyles this week. Going to be doing that on an every other week basis at this point until we figure out what we're doing there. But stay tuned for Snack Reese on Sunday. In the meantime, in between time, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.